Welcome to week 5, Guess the Lines, 10 questions. What a wild week 4 it was. We had a tie. Trevor did not die in the heat. I will say that in sunny, sweaty Tampa Bay, Florida. Dunkin Dad, who was texting me during the game, how you doing? And Jake Riepma, how you doing? I gotta say, the Lions and Browns game was not shown many highlights on the Jumbotron during the break time. I'll tell you that for sure. How you guys doing today?
I think I'm doing better than you are. You look good, but sound a little bit rough, as I would hope you would sound on a Monday after an NFL road trip. So live it up. That's what makes being a fan fun. And it sounds like you got every bit of a really good game. It just didn't go the Bucks way in the end. So you were happy with your Eagles. There you go.
I will say this: it was a takeover. I've been to a few takeovers like LA, Phoenix. That was a true takeover because usually the last one I went to in Tampa was a Monday night game. The Saturday the weekend, Sunday 1 o'clock takeover was insane. And Dunkin Dad, you were texting me. Did it sound like an Eagles home game for you almost?
Sounded like an Eagles home game to a point. I didn't see a lot of people in the second half on the Tampa side, so I was kind of confused. But I just got to point out that H. John Benjamin called and he wants his voice back. You know, Archer and Brendan and Bob's Burgers, Trevor. Brendan.
Dumb son of a bitch.
Shout out to Jim.
Are we still praising? We're still praising.
We're still praising. All right, let's get these 10 questions, and we'll do who's back to the week right after. All right, number 10. This goes to the Eagles game. I was at. Who's to blame for the Eagles offense going 0 for 8 in the second half and having a horrible net yard passing yards up? Dunkin Dad, start, please.
First half, the pass opened up the run. The second half, the run led to third and like forever, third and long. It was horrible. You have to think coming out of the gate, there was a little bit of conversation between Sirianni and Patullo saying, look, let's let these guys try to open things a little bit, see what happens. Looks like they got up, and then it seems like Patullo got a little bit gun shy, a little conservative, and he pulled back, and then he started forcing balls to A.J. Brown, which shouldn't have gone there. I put this on coaching in the second half because I think it got to a point where Jalen was just like, all right, I ran it my way in the first half. Now I'm going to let you guys run it your way, and we're going to see what happens.
Jake, did you see any of that? The stats for the second half?
I saw. I think some of it, and I'm more, I guess, from a team chemistry, team building standpoint, concerned with AJ Brown's post game antics and. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I know that wasn't the question directly, but as a response, what are you doing, man? You just got to put that aside and you're just throwing the fuel out there for everybody else. But I think, watching back from what I saw, obviously I was locked into some other games, but there's equal blame to go all the way around. At the end of the day, it's hard to win in the National Football League. It's hard to win on the road, and you create more problems for yourself. You can acknowledge shortcomings without causing future damage, which I think future damage is what A.J. Brown continues to cause.
I would not be I don't think he's going to get traded during the season or cut. End of the season, I think it's going to be brought up anyways. I'm throwing this all on Kevin Patullo. That dude needs to go work at a wing stop right now. That was brutal second half calling anyways. That's what I texted Dunkin Dad for. I might have texted you that. So that's that. All right, number 9. What's your thoughts on the NFL taunting penalty this year? What are you guys' thoughts on that, by the way?
I'll start because this is usually a old man yelling at clouds, get off my lawn take, and I'm fully aware of that and able to embrace it. Just play the game. Yeah. I don't know when, where, and how, but some point in time, everybody just made a 180 to where you had to show up your opponent, you had to throat slash, you had to taunt. I can remember, and we have this bit at the Fan that how long can Jake Riepma go without bringing up he played D2 football? So the answer on today's show is 4 minutes and 20 seconds. But any play I made, I wanted to celebrate with my teammates. I wanted the middle linebacker to come headbutt me because I just made a play. I didn't care about standing over a guy that I just tackled in the backfield. Now, granted, it happened once a season, so I didn't have a lot of practice with that, obviously. But my one career interception, you're mobbing with the boys, your team. I miss those days. So yes, this is old man yelling at clouds. I think the NFL has a problem. I think football has a problem because I see on TikTok, and again, now I sound like I'm 100 years old, but Instagram, you got these youth football players like taunting and doing everything they see on TV because they try to emulate their favorite players. So I don't mind the NFL's crackdown on it.
I hate it. I hate it. These are kids who were born out of the Attitude Era of the WWF, WWE, but a DX. And if you doesn't know, you better go call somebody. Shout out to the Road Dog. We got 2 words for you. Yeah, I think it can be offensive when it's completely directed at someone, but stepping over a guy, making a really big sack and celebrating. I'm more ticked off, honestly, about the cheesy ass roughing the passer calls. You know, guy gets his hands up and he's getting pushed into you. He's trying to pull back and it just happens to graze your face or your shoulder or the neck area, and you're tacking on 15 yards for something that's completely uncontrollable. Yeah, but as for like the taunting stuff, unless you're walking up to the guy doing the DX slash, you know, like
or the Allen Iverson crossover, that was kind of obnoxious, by the way. I gotta say,
I was good with it.
You were okay.
Stepped over him, yeah, or Cooper stepped over him. I was like, step over him. Screw that guy.
I was kind of annoyed about it because I kind of wanted him to act like you've been there before. Do the Barry Sanders, just get the ball and just go. That's how I'm at that point now, anyways.
If Saquon did that, when Saquon scored, he was like, "Here's the ball." And
everyone just used to do that, anyways. So that's what I gotta say. Some of them are ticky tacky. I gotta say, we need to create a ground rule, anyways. If you're like doing the throat slash, that's a penalty. Like step over, that's a penalty. Like we need to do the 80s Miami Hurricanes got in trouble for like all the taunting and everything. I think we need to come up with a highlight montage for that, anyways.
Right.
What to do and what not to do, like the NCAA would do.
I think it's less of a problem than everybody run down to the end zone, sitting down like they're a Samoan boat guys and doing the whole stuff. What is that? When is that a thing?
A thing.
When did
come on. And then the best is when they start doing that crap and then it gets called back for like some BS holding call. I'm like, losers.
Jerk offs, anyways.
Dumb son of a
More like bitch. That, anyways. What's your power rank? Number 8. What's your power rankings going into week 5, by the way? Dunkin Dad.
Eagles, Bills, Rams, Chiefs, Lions.
Jake.
That was quick. That was impressive. I still have the Bills number 1, even though they somehow got in a dogfight with Spencer Rattler and the Saints out of nowhere.
What happened to you?
Yeah, and I got to give the Eagles number 2, even though they have all of their flaws, and it's like a ticking time bomb in that locker room. And then the 3-1 conversation is just so interesting. Like the Colts should have won that game, and they're a play away from, speaking of dumbass mistakes, a play away from really having control of that game. But long story there. I think I still have. Of course, I'm going to put my Lions as the best 3-1 team. Give me the Rams as well. And golly, I'm still so curious of who the Baltimore Ravens are. Was that a really big win for the Chiefs? Does that take away from the Lions win on Monday Night Football over the Ravens? Because the Chiefs, I still, even though they got waxed in the Super Bowl and started as poorly as they did, still Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the Chiefs. There's a conversation to be had there. But the Niners, Jags, 2 3-1 teams. So there's a lot of curveballs for those last, I'll say 4th and 5th spots. But for my final one, I'll still believe in the Colts, man. They had the Rams on the ropes at their place. So give me the Colts as the 5th best team.
Give me the Chargers, number 5. Number 4, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I like that team. I think that Baker Mayfield's a gamer. No Mike Evans. That team looks unstoppable. Emeka Mbuku, and you have Chris Godwin back, and their lines figured out. Number 3, the Eagles. Number 2, the Lions. Number 1, the Buffalo Bills, by the way. Any objections to my list?
Yeah, no objections. It's an interesting conversation for those last 2 spots because I don't think you're wrong, but we have different 4th and 5th, and not only different, but your 4th and 5th power rankings are not in my 4th and 5th power rankings. Yeah. My 4th and 5th power rankings are not in yours. So it's good discussion.
I just think the Bucks are just like, I said this to people, like, print the t-shirts. I'll see you. I'm probably going to see you wild card weekend or divisional round, most likely, to Tampa fans. Like, I'll see you one of those weekends, either in Tampa or in Philly. I think Eagles Bucks rivalry is, I like to say, it's back on anyway. So it's like the 2000s again. All right, number 7. This is a good one. What's your running back hierarchy running back hierarchy and stop when you get to Josh Jacobs, Dunkin Dad.
Oh, let's go Jahmyr Gibbs.
Mm.
Let's go James Cook, Bijan Robinson. Probably right now, the way they're playing, Taylor and Jacobs. Maybe you could probably jump Taylor up a little bit, but he's no more or no less than 4 or 5, depending upon how you value your back. Because I just feel like James Cook is way more valuable to Buffalo than Jacobs is to Green Bay, even though he balls out all the time. And I'm huge Josh Jacobs apologist. I love him. He's like he sets and forgets.
Definitely,
Yeah.
Jake Riepma.
Oh man, this is. I still like. I worry about overreacting still, because when you get to that point where you can acknowledge, okay, there's been enough of a sample size, right? Because this is just, I guess, going to continue with my my love affair with the Colts, because Jonathan Taylor's been so good. I mean, if we're into the whole stat thing of who's got the most rushing yards, Jonathan Taylor, then he deserves to be mentioned. Travis Etienne looks like he's back and toting the rock well. You guys mentioned Bijan Robinson. And I hate to give a ton of love to this guy, just knowing what that does for anyone listening, but don't look now. But Javonte Williams for the Dallas Cowboys has been very effective in a 4-game sample size. You got Ashton Genty, having a little bit of a breakout game. I'm of course going to mention Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon Barkley, and then I think you can go ahead and add in who did you want me to stop when we got to Josh Jacobs?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, there you go. So I'd put all those guys ahead of him. And I need a breakout night from J.K. Dobbins for everybody. I know you don't care about my fantasy team. So
I had him on my fantasy football team last year, so I know that feeling. All right. James Cook is number 1. Jahmyr Gibbs 2. Saquon Barkley 3. Jonathan Taylor 4. I like Breece Hall. That makes that defense, an offensive work for the Jets. Number 6, I think Bucky Irving's super underrated.
Yeah, he is.
And he needs to get some flowers, and I will give him some flowers. That dude is tough to tackle, and he can just get out anywhere in between the tackles.
That's a good call. That's my bad. I thought of him, but that's a good call.
And number 7, and then after that, it's Josh Jacobs. I just think there's so much good running backs, which we've always said, like, there's not enough good running backs. Now we've got the age of the running back is finally back, I like to say. So. All right, number 8. With Malik Neighbors out with a torn ACL, when will the NFLPA to tell their players not to play at MetLife Stadium anymore to start doing the boycott? Jake Riepma, let's start with you.
You know what's so funny about this is every conversation just includes nobody wants to play on turf. I liked playing on turf. I liked knowing what surface you were going to get. Yeah. And it's probably because I was a slow white guy and had zero athleticism. But I do think it's one of those things when it gains momentum, it's all of a sudden like a snowball rolling down the hill. The easiest, I don't want to say, scapegoat, if you will, on all these injuries is, it was at MetLife. And unfortunately, there's enough data, enough of a sample size where me and you and everybody else are probably thinking, okay, there probably is something to this, but we all know the NFL is a business. New York's the number 1 market. They're not going to change anything with the concerts and the other, the other events that are hosted there. So, I guess this is talking out of both sides of my mouth, but we can all say the NFL really cares about player safety, but they're not doing anything to change it. So I guess right, wrong, or indifferent, I feel like if I know nothing's going to be changed, the whole bitching and complaining about it, what's the point? So do I think something should be? Yeah. But again, there's the data there that points to more injuries take place on field turf as opposed to natural grass. If everyone could just be like the Arizona Cardinals and have the best of both worlds.
And the Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders too. Yeah, the Cardinals, they've got like the tracks that they push the grass out there and then it comes back in. I think that's so cool. Like, why doesn't everybody do that? That's awesome.
Smart idea. Dunkin Dad.
I think it's much ado about nothing. Good old Shakespeare. People are going to complain about it, like Jake said, jump on the bandwagon because it's easy to do. But the probability of them stopping it, saying a lot of proffering is going to happen, a lot of we support our players, want to protect them, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, until a new stadium gets built or until they just decide to completely tear everything else up. There's way too much that goes on in that stadium for them to value just 8 home games a year, maybe
16.
9.
Well,
Yeah, well,
16,
16. You know what I'm
16
saying?
home games.
Probably,
When you look at it,
16
you
home
get the
games,
Jet and Giants, anyways.
Yeah.
I would like to see it happen because then it'll force the Jets actually have to pay in money to hey, let's put actual grass in, since they are the cheap bastards and the rats of New York football teams. They don't want to pay for the upkeep of the grass back in the early 2000s when they swapped back to grass anyway. So I hope it happens. It just only means one thing, and that week 6 game against the Eagles and Giants game, watch out for injuries. I will say that for sure. So
yeah,
all right.
crazy horrible. Real quick to shout out Malik Neighbors, man.
Yeah,
Finally got a quarterback that was willing to get on the ball. There was a little bit of excitement. Jackson Dart looks like the real deal, and it's just crappy when you give me my guy. Now his guy's out.
All right,
1 week too late.
1 league too late. All right, number 5. Who is your NFL MVP after week 4? By the way.
Ooh, that's a good question. That's like your September Heisman,
We gotta have the September Heisman. I gotta
right.
say,
this is where you mark it and say, "Oh, did you hear what
This is the
Jake
guy."
Riepma said?" Yeah.
we had it here first. I'll clip it anyways.
No, I'm thinking the opposite. I'm gonna end up on freezing cold takes.
Oh, you won't end up on that. Don't worry.
Some of my good buddies over there, former colleagues at 97, won the ticket, ended up on freezing cold takes this weekend after the Tigers blew a 15.5 game division lead. And embarrassingly enough, that's what makes sports so great, right? All right. Anyways, I've stalled enough. My MVP, man, you're gonna make me do this. I'll say Josh Allen, just because if you're the best player on an undefeated team, I can't end up on freezing cold takes for that one. How about that?
Nope. Let's hope
not. Goodness gracious, Josh Allen's the easy pick, right? I think he has to be the odds-on favorite right now for all the reasons Jake just said. I think there's a little bit of chatter and talk you can have about Daniel Jones. I think there's a little chatter and talk you can have about Jonathan Taylor. Them holding up and keeping it going. I don't see them giving it to a running back because Saquon did everything within his power last year, and he should have gotten it. So quarterbacks are us. Lamar Jackson has taken a huge nosedive. Nosedive. I don't know what's going on in Baltimore whatsoever, but they're pretty much written off at this point. So I guess right now, 2-horse race with Josh Allen and, dare I say, Daniel Jones.
I'll say Josh Allen. Daniel Jones, comeback player of the year. How about that? I'll give him that. So,
yeah, for sure.
All right. Number 4. This relates to the Sunday night football game we all had to watch, and Jake, you were there locally. Should the NFL change its overtime rules or keep them as they are, as the Packers and Cowboys ended a tie at 40?
Obviously, this was the huge discussion around the fan this morning with the morning show and, on air, off air, that sort of thing. I think it's very simple. Just play another quarter. And again, the 10 minutes for whatever, that last 5 minutes would just add so much. Mm-hmm. And, we can get crazy with ways to avoid a tie and everything. I think that's secondary, because I really wholeheartedly believe if you add 5 minutes, I should have been more clear. Keep the same format. I like the little adjustment and remark that was made, but at the same time, now just play for 5 more minutes. Like that, it would have changed a little bit what the Packers did down the stretch last night, but they kick a field goal and you have 5 more minutes for the Cowboys. That would just add so much more captivating drama down the stretch. So it's a simple fix.
Dunkin Dad.
I like the way that they adjusted it. I like the current format. I like both teams having the possession. The time, though, has always seemed to be, I don't say the issue, but it's always been the issue, right? It's it seems rushed. And if you have a team that, can really, good for them, dominate ball control, whatever, but you can bleed it. Yeah, a couple more minutes are fine, but, I don't want this turned into Major League Baseball where we're playing 22, 23 innings, and I don't want to get to the point where we have a ghost runner. You know what I mean? We're going to start lining up and be like, Aubrey versus whomever, and start kicking field goals from 70 and see who misses first. We don't.
You want to know what I want? I want the college rules.
You can start going for 2.
You got to go for no extra points. Give me go for 2.
Going for 2.
You want to know why? You play to win.
Play to win the game.
Thank you, Herm Edwards. I just want a winner. Give me Cal. I don't want field goals unless
this tie is going to come into so much play at the end of this year. Detroit's going to wind up winning that division.
Hey, that's good for Jake.
Because of that tie.
That's good. That's good for Jake. That means he gets to go to a playoff home game again. That's
that's
you
right.
imagine if the Packers are eliminated from the playoffs because they finished the season like something and won?
That's a jackpot for some people in the NFC North, anyways.
Dude, if you had the tie, you made a lot of money last night.
Ooh. All right, number 3. I sent this to you guys in a text message in your Instagram, by the way. All right, the Pro Football Hall of Fame announced 128 modern era players to be nominated. Out of all those players listed, who will make it and not make it? I'm going to go through these, by the way. There's a lot of these, by the way. We could thank Jeff Garcia, by the way. He will not make the Hall of Fame because he was a fun quarterback, but not a great quarterback. Am I right by that?
Yeah, Lions legend.
Lions legend, Eagles legend.
Eagles legend. Yeah. San Francisco 49er legend.
Yeah.
Yes. Tampa Bay Buccaneers legend, too. Anyway.
Need to make a playoff run from nowhere? Get Jeff Garcia.
All right, Drew Brees. Yes. Drew Brees will make it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Right.
100%.
Right.
100%.
They love Drew Brees.
This quarterback list is ridiculous. Randall Cunningham. I think borderline.
Now, you're talking about they're only going to put in 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah.
And you've
Randall
got,
Cunningham,
you've
no.
got the 4 guys from last year that are held over already to the finals.
Rich Gannon, by the way. This quarterback list is ridiculous, by the way.
Shout out to Delaware Blue Hen Rich Gannon.
Shout out to the Philly's own Rich Gannon. Border. I think it's going to take forever. Eli Manning. I don't want to see him make it, first of all. I think I have a gripe against Eli Manning and the New York Giants. I want Giant fans to be painful and suffering. I want Darren Woodson in first.
I love Eli.
Eli Manning. I
love Eli.
Trade EliManning.com. Donovan McNabb, yes or no? Jake, will he make it?
I don't think first ballot. I think eventually it's going to be tough to leave guys out like Donovan McNabb that had such a long established career. Like the longevity of the position is so hard to uphold, and he stood the test of time.
Definitely. All right, running backs. Sean Alexander.
No.
Congrats to him, by the way. He and his wife, aren't they having like 16 kids? Or they're welcoming
14,
in?
something like
14,
that. 14,
yeah.
15, yeah.
Who won the football? And that's I have a question for next week already. Thank you.
Madden cover, Sean Alexander.
Mike Allstott. Tiki Barber. No.
Real quick on Mike Allstott, though. That was my brother's favorite player randomly. He had like 6 Mike Allstott jerseys.
That's
the
nice.
home white, creamsicle. I know you just came from Tampa Bay and you've got enough Tampa Bay for your life here, but
I only saw 1 Mike Allstott jersey. That's
really
I saw more Keyshawn Johnson jerseys, so we know that's a problem.
Keyshawn?
I saw a few Keyshawn. We'll get to this. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
All right. Work done. Arian Foster, Eddie George, Frank Gore, Priest Holmes. Any of those? Or LaShawn McCoy?
no on LaShawn McCoy. Eddie George, maybe.
Unless he
don't
doesn't
think-
fumble it away.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I don't think first ballot. I don't think any
Gore's
of those
going to
guys-
get in because he's 3 or 4 on the all-time list.
Mhm.
Eventually, he'll get in.
All right. Wide receivers. Anquan Bolden, Donald Driver, Larry Fitzgerald, Torrey Holt, Chad Johnson, Steve
Holt.
Smith, Reggie Wayne. There's so many people on
Wow.
here. Muhsin
Holt
Muhammad's on
Holt
here.
automatically goes to the final 15 because he was from last year. I
Yep.
definitely think Fitz gets in. Fitz is like, right, you could actually be lining up for like a poster boy NFL Hall of Fame class. Like, hear me out. Like Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Witten's gonna be on there. Like all the these guys tick all the boxes for like, oh,
Or someone's fantasy football team also.
yeah. Also fantasy football team, man.
Roddy White's on this list, by the way. This is even more hilarious.
My goodness.
Really?
Yeah. Delaney Walker, Vernon Davis, Zach Miller, Greg Olson, Jason Witten. Just give it to Jason Witten already, please. That's all I'm gonna
Yeah,
say.
what needs to be in.
What needs to be in. We will go to John Abraham's on this. I don't like anyone on the defensive line. Luke Kuechly, Froman, Teddy Bruschi, yes. T Sizzle's in this list, by the way, too. Anyone agree, disagree? Or you think Ray Lewis was really the mind on the defense?
Yeah, Ray Lewis. It's hard, like, because these are all first ballots, right?
Yeah, this is all. Yeah, who
Because
will
I
make
think
it?
so many of these guys will get in, just not.
Not right away.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think if Adam Vinatieri does not get in this next year, this coming year, we're gonna have a problem. Because it's a crime if he does not get in. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, 100%.
He 1,000,000,000% needs to be in. 1,000,000,000% needs to be in.
And
Can't tell the story of the NFL without Adam Terry.
No, he's on every highlight reel for Super Bowls. Think about it.
Yeah, needs to be in.
All right, number 2. Since it's Monday Night Football, I gotta say, we have 2 games, by the way. Jets Dolphins is Monday Night Football. Who needs to win this one? Who needs to win this game more? You think?
Oh, it's the Dolphins. Mike McDaniel, pack your bags if they don't win this game. Aaron Glenn still has the leash of being a first-year head coach. They've shown signs of improvement. And by signs of improvement, they've just shown some life, which the Jets not had. And Aaron Glenn's the type of head coach that you could buy into the whole, like, it's going to take some time for him to change the culture.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whereas McDaniel, like, this is it, man. See ya.
I want the Jets to win.
I picked the Jets.
Give me the Jets.
Oh
Give me the. No, here's the reason why. I got to cut up his post game presser probably. I want to know what he's going to say anyway. So only in Miami for that one.
America
number 1.
loves a train wreck.
Trevor, I really do love a train wreck sometimes, not because of reality television. All right, number 1. What are you looking for? What are you looking at in the matchup between the Broncos and the Bengals? Is this gonna be the worst game ever, or are we gonna get a shootout? You think between Bo Nix and Jake Browning, between 2 Pac-12 quarterbacks?
Go ahead, Dunkin Dad.
I'm looking for Nix to be sharp, on point, efficient with his offense, and the defense should shut down the Bengals. Number 1 ranked defense last year, a little sketchy this year. They need to really reassert themselves if they're going to be in this playoff conversation. The fact that Kansas City won as well, they have a little more urgency to hang that other W up. They got a break from the Bears for blocking the field goal against the Raiders. Chargers take one to the Giants. Doors open for Denver. Step in, get this win.
Definitely. Jake?
Yeah, I never really know what to expect with the Broncos because, I mean, I feel like they're at times can be a team that is close to the top 10 in power rankings, and then other times they just don't show up. So I'm selfishly hoping for a big game offensively. I think Bo Nix kind of the lure of, oh, this guy burst onto the scene and is so far ahead of schedule. I think that's kind of fizzled out a little bit. So here's a nice, I'd say standalone game, but we love having Monday Night Football shoved down our throats. So there's 2 Monday Night Football games today, or tonight. So not really a standalone game, but a lot of eyeballs on this game. Good opportunity for Bo Nix.
Fuck it, send it in.
That's all I say. I just want to watch the Denver game most likely. So that's my personal opinion. All right, guys. Week 5, guess the lines. We have a West Coast matchup. This will probably get a horrible West Coast rating. 49ers Rams. What do you think this line is, guys? Oh, by the way, forget it before we start. Who's back of the week, by the way? Anyone?
Who's back of the week?
New York Giant football.
There you go.
Let's go.
I like
Jackson Dart.
I like it.
Lifeblood in Metro. Yeah. Seriously, I mean, they looked excited. Like, I'm happy for the Giants fans. Like, every now and then you got to throw somebody a cookie, throw them a bone, and they got it. So good for them.
I'll throw them some bag bombs. They got to
that's
figure out
all.
the other stuff.
There you go. I'll say George
Some
Pickens. Out of
nice.
nowhere, like I wasn't, admittedly, like he should be balling out like this because I think he's a really good and really talented wide receiver. But people forget he's on a contract year. Sometimes the trade can, you can forget some of the intricate details. But this is his final year, and he's essentially has 1 season to show Dallas that he's worth the next contract. And nights like last night are a huge step in that direction.
You want to know what's back?
What's back?
Almost 24 hours of football because these are international games, by the way.
Oh yeah.
When you get to walk into a football game, when we're all just getting food or drinks and whatever, and you're watching the Vikings and the Steelers, And when you find a Viking fan randomly at this game and you talk to him and ask him, like, what do you think of JJ McCarthy? Like, I think he's Christian Ponder. Someone must be listening to the podcast at least, but he's not.
But start like 5:30 in the morning out there on the West Coast.
6:30 in the morning, by the way.
Yeah, no.
So we got almost 24 hours full of football anyways. So shout out to that anyways, because of the international games. Now we can start week 5. By the way, we have bye weeks, by the way. Atlanta, Chicago, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh, by the way. Those are your bye weeks, by the way. Pittsburgh's going back to the States. We're keeping the Vikings over in London, by the way. So
good.
Lots of good momentum for all those bye teams, too.
Yes. All right, 49ers, Rams. This may get a horrible West Coast rating because it's going to be a 5 o'clock game in Los Angeles. Dunkin Dad, guess this line, please.
Give me the Rams at -2. Purdy may not be back. Could be back. He's doing his thing. Who cares? -2 Rams.
Jake.
Yeah, this is the Thursday night one. I kind of like a good West Coast Thursday night game because it's during. I don't know why. It's just like during the day. I don't know. It feels very collegiate. I'll go Rams minus. Oh, they're on the road. I'll go Rams -4.5.
Rams are home, by the way.
Oh, my bad.
Yes, 4.5. You say? Give me Rams by 3. I don't let that 49er team. Woof. Rams are a 5.5 point favorite for Thursday night football, by the way.
That's big.
That's
huge.
Big. That is huge. All right. Another game overseas. We keep the Vikings over there, and then we bring over the Browns in exchange. Vikings-Browns in London, by the way. This is at 9:30 in the morning. I think the Vikings will show up for this one. They came it down for the wire. I'm going to say Vikings by 4.
Now, to be clear, we're guessing what we think the line is going to be, not necessarily what we think is going to happen.
No.
Because after watching the Browns, like that defense is no joke. The Lions' touchdowns yesterday were all off of turnovers that set up short fields, besides one, and then you get a punt return. And if the Lions' defense and special teams don't step up the way that they did, it's a much, much different game. And I know you can do the if, buts, and everything else. But at the same time, I'm sold on the Browns defense, obviously not sold on their offense. But for that reason, I think they can keep it close. I don't know if the books will agree. So I'll say Vikings -2.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go Vikings 3.5, but it's going to be a close game.
By the way, last week, everyone had a hook last week, by the way, as we were guessing them. By the way, 3.5. Dunkin Dad, how you doing, by the way? You're on the board. All right. Yikes, these games below. Let's go to New Orleans. Giants at the Saints, by the way. I'm gonna say Giants by 3. Dunkin Dad.
Giants 4.5.
Two bad teams. I'll take a close spread every time. Just give me 1.5 Giants.
I actually like that call. You're on the right. You're right with the spread, but Saints are 1.5 point favorite, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
What? I guess they're neighbors. Okay.
Yeah, neighbors is huge. I guess we have an SEC matchup between Spencer Rattler and Jackson Dart. Anyways, all right.
Yeah, there you go.
Dolphins and the Panthers in Carolina. I'm gonna say Dolphins 1.5. I think this is. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I think this should be a pick'em game, and you should pick if you want to watch it or not.
So I should ask for a local blackout. Good.
Yes.
Local blackouts used to be a thing, right? I remember Lions games getting blacked out. Yeah, I guess some of it will depend on what happens tonight, but maybe the Dolphins lose, McDaniel gets fired, and then you get the old coach just got fired bump, and all of a sudden the Dolphins are favorites. No, I'll say Dolphins -2.5 and -1.5.
-1.5. You're on the boat with me, sweet. Dolphins 1.5. We are right on the dot, Jake. How about that?
Good thing
I will. I'm going to ask my cable provider to ask for the blackout, please. Anyways, I'm going to ask for that. By the way,
can I black
Titans
myself out?
Titans Cardinals 4:05 in the bridge window. Titans. God, I was an idiot, by the way, picking the Titans over the Texans. Give me the Cardinals by 3, please. Titans stink, by the way.
They're so bad. They're so bad. I'll even say I think Cardinals after a long week. I'll say 5.5.
Yeah, I'll do Cardinals. Give me 6. And Cam Ward said we asked, so
Shout out to Cam Ward
South
for
Cam
that.
Ward for keeping it real. Keep it real, Cam.
All right, we are all wrong. 9.5, by the way.
Whoa.
That's way too many points.
Wow.
Wow, the
But
Titans are that bad.
I don't think they're going to win a game.
How did they get so bad?
Management.
Yeah.
Management.
When were they a playoff team?
I think the last time they were a playoff, they
Second
were
year.
in 2021. They haven't been good
Yeah.
since they traded AJ Brown away. We'll put it like
Yeah,
that.
that's true. I thought Tannehill got him to the playoffs in like 2022, maybe.
21. Like 2021, they had like home field advantage and they lost to Cincinnati.
Yeah, that was 2021. I thought that
Yeah, it
was
was 21 season. It was in 22. Yeah.
Oh,
It always,
I-
it always happens to the Titans. They always have home field advantage. And they, anyways. All right. Mug games. Raiders, Colts, by the way. Or should that belong in Yankees games below? Because the Raiders are. Ugh.
I'll say Cole. Where is it, in Vegas or?
It's in Indianapolis. Hello.
All right, I'll do Colts minus 4.5.
Yeah, I like that Colts 3.5, and field goal block away from it being a little more juice on the game too.
Blue Horseshoe, 6, please. Colts are a 7-point favorite, by the way.
Ooh, solid tutty.
Wow.
All right.
All right, Jake. I hope you like noon starts. Cowboys, Jets, by the way.
Yeah, good. Love
This
it.
this is the fun thing about these Jet games, especially when the Cowboys come. It's a Cowboy home game, so
Yeah.
add another home game for the
Right.
Cowboys.
I know a couple of people that are going out there, and I think if the Cowboys offense continues to show up like they have, I mean, they could. I really don't see any reason why the Cowboys aren't 4.5-point favorites on the road.
Ooh.
I'm gonna take the Cowboys. Oh yeah. Oh. Penalty.
Aaron Glenn revenge game. He used to play for the Cowboys. Does not work here. Cowboys by 3, please. I think it's gonna be a close game. Dunkin Dad.
I think the Cowboys are way more talented. Give me the Cowboys by 5.
Cowboys Jets. Where are you spread? Cowboys are a 2.5-point favorite.
Ooh.
46.5 is the over under. All right. Texans Ravens. I think this is a get right game for the Ravens, unless they poop the bed versus Texans, who just got their first win.
Yeah, I like that stance, but I'm going to do the classic Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend, because I think the Texans and I'm a bigger believer in them than most, but I think they're finding their footing, and they were very, very close in every single loss, and especially the one to the Rams in week 1 and a play away. And that's the way this league is. But I think this is another one of those play away games. It's going to come down to the end. I think the Texans are going to win, but I'll say Ravens minus 1.5 is what the lines are going to say.
I think it's going to be. Oh my. I don't know if after seeing the way the Baltimore's playing, the fact that Jackson's probably going to be out with the hamstring, the fact that they lost cornerback, the fact that they lost, I think, an offensive lineman as well. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm sitting there thinking, does Vegas come around and say, do we give Baltimore like the 3 at home, but the money should be on the Texans? So give me Baltimore 3 at home, but much like Jake, I think the Texans come in and they just win this game outright.
I'm gonna say Texans are. I think it's a pickup. How about that? I'm gonna go with that anyways. 3.5 Ravens, by the way.
That's people jump on that number. Jump on that number.
Jump on that, by the way. All right.
Jump on it.
Jump on it.
Jump on it. All right. Sunday ticket watchable. I gave it 2, by the way. We're gonna go to the Pacific Northwest. Buccaneers Seahawks. Throwback uni game, by the way. Throwback uni game alert.
For Seahawks?
Seahawks and Buccaneers.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome.
Uniform clause.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Buccaneers. I think it's gonna be a bounce back game. I'm gonna say Buccaneers will be favored by 3. Seahawks have been brutal at their home games last year. That's unheard of, by the way. So I forgot. I think it was like 4-8 or something, or 4. something crazy record. Anyways, give me the Bucks by 3, by the way. Dunkin Dad.
I'll take Seattle 1.5 at home, and I think it's going to be probably the most entertaining game of the weekend.
Yeah, it's definitely one you want to dial into. If not, for nothing else, the uniform matchup. I actually like Seattle, and I've said that a couple of times. I think on this show or some other show, I don't know, but I'll say Seahawks minus 2.5.
Seahawks 3.5 point favorite.
Oh, almost half.
I always forget the long travel from Florida to Seattle. That's a flight from hell, by the way. All right, 1:00. Eagles, Broncos. I think the darling Super Bowl matchup in my prediction from earlier this year.
It's wrong.
It sounds very wrong right now, anyways.
Go Birds.
Desperately wrong. Eagles they need to link a game together. They really need to. They can't just set it and forget it like CPU does when you simulate a season on a Madden game or MLB The Show game or NBA 2K game. I'm going to say Eagles are a 3-point favorite here.
I like that. Yeah.
You like 3 too? Or you have another?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to do the exact same thing.
Okay.
I'll say Eagles minus 1.5.
Ooh.
Taking the Eagles 4.5. They got to stop this home, away, home, away, home, away, home. That's getting really old.
Mm-hmm. Eagles spread 3.5, by the way.
Oh.
43.5 is your over under. Wow.
Outright.
I don't know who to take on that one. All right, let's get a doubleheader. Lions. I can't wait to watch a Bengal Lion game. I wish it was Joe Burrow versus Jared Goff, though. That's my only bad part. But this is in Cincinnati. I've been to a few Bengal Lion games. These are entertaining usually. So
Really?
yes, I have. I have a college buddy who's a Bengal fan. We went to it on Christmas Eve, by the way.
I was just gonna say I feel like the last time they played was that god awful game on Christmas Eve where Jim Caldwell's last game, I think.
Second to last game.
Yeah, close to it. Yeah.
I was at that game anyway. So I drove home. I drove home to go back home for Christmas anyways.
Nice.
Give me the Lions. This is in Cincinnati. Give me the Lions by 7. I don't like the Bengals at all without Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
Is
I think
it in
that
Cincy or is it at home? I thought it's
Cincinnati.
At home.
It's in Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's in Cincy.
I was typing it
okay.
really fast.
Right.
I thought I thought the same thing where obviously no Joe Burrow loses a little bit of sizzle, but you don't want to be overconfident. And as a Lions fan that suffers PTSD of so many times where the Lions underachieved, I would also say that I feel like somehow, some way the Bengals are just the Lions are. I don't know. I just am not all in on the road and everything. It's the National Football League. They've made it look easy. So I still think the Lions win, but I'll say Cincinnati Detroit minus 4.5.
Ooh, I like that.
I think the Lions by 5.5.
Wow.
Yeah, they're significantly better than the Bengals.
All right, Jake. 8.5.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do we jump on that spread, Dunkin' Dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vegas loves the Lions to cover because they're always going for it on 4th down. And so I feel like I absolutely love it. But I mean, the Bears is a good example. I guess they put a 50 burger on them, but that was a game that before, it was a closer game, and all of a sudden the Lions just went nuts. Kind of the same with the Browns too.
Yeah, the battle of the Great Lakes people call it.
Yeah.
Now this is the battle of I-75. I call this as well. So
yeah.
All right, I'm bummed that we do not get the whole nation does not get to watch Bengals Lions, but I hope Jaden Daniels is healthy enough because we get to watch Washington and the Chargers in LA. Before we guess the spread, how many Washington fans are going to show up to this game versus the Chargers, you think?
It's a long trip.
That's a long trip.
That is a long trip.
Diehards.
The LA fan, probably.
Yeah.
Give me Give me the Chargers by 3. I hope Jane Daniels plays. That's all I want on the spot.
Yeah, it'd be obviously more captivating and compelling if Jaden Daniels is able to go. But if you recall, I had the sophomore slump take on Jaden Daniels. I don't think
Yes,
you
you
can really,
did.
I don't think you can really count it. I'm not taking a victory lap. They're 2-2 or anything, and I certainly want him to be healthy. I don't want that to be misconstrued on this. That he's rooting for injury. That's not it at all. I just listen. I want him back, but I think with more tape out there, defenses have more to go off of, just kind of like that rookie pitcher that all of a sudden the book's out on him. So I'm not saying the book's out on Jaden Daniels. Everybody likes to be right. And I said that at the beginning of the season, and we have seen some regression from Washington early. So I'll say Chargers -1.5.
Same can be said about CJ Stroud, right?
Yeah.
Let's give me the Chargers 3.
Chargers by 3. You're on that, by the way, Dunkin Dad. How about that?
Yay.
All right, Sunday Night Football, another rivalries jersey, by the way, with Buffalo Bills. I don't have an image for it, this one. So, Patriots, Bills, classic rivalry. Snowy Buffalo. Not Snowy Buffalo, unfortunately. Can I say Buffalo by 6? Because I don't know what to expect out of the Patriots each week. One week they're good, one week they're bad. I think Bills by 6, please.
I don't think Mike Vrabel will let his team get blown out on a night game national stage like that. But obviously, I'm a big believer in the Bills, so I'll say Buffalo -5.5.
Yeah, I think this screams like Buffalo by a touchdown. To Jake's point, I totally agree. I think Vrabel will just he'll slow the game down as much as he possibly can, take his chances with Allen, have an explosive play. Some sneaky thing in me is the Patriots go up 2 scores, Buffalo starts to press, just, big win for them to slice. A lot of, they beat a really bad team, but they did it convincingly, a lot of momentum. Now they get to go to Buffalo and attack the big brother, and just, just throwing it out there. Take a flyer.
I want winners.
Thank you.
Flyer on them, kids.
Okay. Buffalo's a 7.5 point favorite, by the way.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Am I crazy to take the Patriots in this game to make it close?
I
don't think to win outright, but
No.
Yeah.
I don't mind a nice little backdoor cover.
Sprinkle that on the Jake's Casino corner, please.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Monday Night Football. Chiefs at Jaguars, by the way, in Jacksonville, Florida, in Duval County, by the way. Am I crazy to say Chiefs by 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I kind of
Yes.
like Jacksonville.
Okay.
I was gonna
I just don't know what
this
to
turned
pick.
into
That's
a really, really interesting matchup.
Yeah, they went on the road and beat an undefeated 49ers team. I know the Niners had won some really close games, but
Yeah.
it's tough to win on the road in the National Football League. Not that I'm a believer in Liam Cohen. I just think the books will have it much closer. So I'll say, I'll take 3.5, 2.5 for the who it's Jacksonville and who?
Kansas City.
Yeah, right. There it is. 2.5 for the Chiefs, -2.5.
2.5. Okay.
I'll take 2.5 for the Jags.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That spread is 3.5 Chiefs, by the way, in Duval County.
That's a lot of love for Spags.
Yeah.
That's a lot of love.
Yeah.
A lot of love for a
Whole
night
lot of
game in
love.
Duval County. All right, Jake, what's going on with Fan University? By the way, great interview with Rhett Lashley and
thank you.
University of North Texas head coach, by the way. Good job.
Yeah. We had Eric Morris on last week, Rhett Lashley the week before, which all of a sudden he's getting some major rumor traction at Arkansas with Sam Pittman being fired because Rhett Lashley went to Arkansas and he's from Arkansas. But I would argue SMU is a better job than Arkansas. So, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, SMU is in the ACC. Their donor backed is insane. The allotment they have for NIL and everything else. And I don't know if you want to go try and work an uphill battle in the SEC, but anyways, Fan University, always a blast. This is wild. I am doing a little college football road trip this weekend. And by road trip, I mean flying to Provo, Utah for a little Big 12 action. Oh, yeah, I know. BYU, Brigham Young.
Wow.
Yeah, BYU, West Virginia. Everyone's got that one
Nice.
circled on their calendar. But Friday
That
night,
is going to be fun.
yes,
actually.
it's a beautiful stadium right in the mountains there. Lavelle Edwards Stadium. It's going to be insane. And then I'll do the show from my uncle's house in the mountains in Park City. So college football and mountains. It's a pretty good weekend setup.
Well, see, you get a nationally.
There we go, Jake Riepma. Jake, I would like to. Can we get a review for BYU next week, by the way, for the GS Alliance?
What's that?
Can we get a review of the BYU experience, by the way?
Oh,
Can we get that?
absolutely. Yes.
We'll have that,
count
by the
on
way.
it. Yeah.
Dunkin Dad, what do you got going on?
I mean, Jerry and Jimmy went to Arkansas, so maybe you should go there, right? All ties back to Dallas.
Yeah.
Houston area. I don't know. Now, regular shows on the Coastal Sports Digital Network, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yes.
Lots of travel coming up for myself. Red October getting ready to start. Get this week off. I have an inter-squad game for the Phillies on Wednesday. I don't need anybody getting hurt at this point.
Well, Jake and I have actually playoff baseball to worry about. Cubs,
Say-
Padres,
take some-
and, Tigers,
take some
Cleveland.
yeah. That was
Tigers
nice.
in 2. Can we say that?
I would go the other way, my friend. No team has ever limped into the playoffs. No team's ever had a worse September record entering the playoffs than the Tigers.
Well, there's
7.
nothing. It could be worse. You could be a New York Met fan who just lost to the
True.
Marlins again, anyways.
Yeah, that was bizarre. But
Well-
no, I'm not very optimistic. There's a lot of holes on this Tigers team. Fans and followers of the team begged and pleaded for the front office and Scott Harris to do something at the deadline. He went shopping at the clearance rack and bargain bin, and instead the Tigers still have a team with a ton of holes that are all being exploited in September. So other than Scooble and some of the Tigers all-stars have just plummeted. Riley Green's been terrible. Spencer Torkelson hasn't lived up to his billing. It's been bad. So you can tell my confidence is at an all-time low.
I'm gonna fire up the electric chair, by the way, which I have not done in a while. Cubs baseball is on the playoff against Cubs Padres, so the electric chair is getting heated up right now, aka my couch. So
Let's go.
Nice.
Cubs in 2, hopefully, so that I can play the Brewers. I want Cubs Brewers and fire up the electric chair again. All right, guys, we'll talk to you next week. Take care.
Take care.